Is a 7th seed, but I mean, how much better are they than a 7th seed?
But we went through with our team last night. We said, all right, you hear on TV that they've lost 5 of their last 6. Okay, here's their games and here's the score. This is who they played against. I said, what if we had Wisconsin, right? What if we had Indiana? What if we went at Michigan? They won at Michigan by 10. Think about putting us in those situations. And all these games are close. They're a very, very good team that's playing good basketball. Beat a very good Temple team yesterday in overtime. So I think our guys are very cognizant of how good this team is.
I don't know your philosophy or really your coaching style here in this scenario, but do you dare bring up the pain of the last few years, not being able to get to the Sweet 16, and use it as motivation, as drive, or any sort of tactic here?
We don't use it as motivation, but we address it because the guys have to answer to it all the time. So we address it, and part of it is that we can finally, all season we had to talk about it because everybody was asking us about it. So we addressed it all season and said, look, if we ever get to that spot, then we're going to have to really answer to it because everybody's going to be putting that in front of us. So let's deal with it then. So now we're here and we said, hey, we've done this before. What's the worst outcome? We've lost this. All right, it didn't kill us. So let's go have fun preparing for it, and let's give it everything we got and enjoy playing in this game.
You feel like they're having fun?
I do.
No tightness in there?
You know what? Players are so different than coaches and administrators and fans. These dudes never have a problem having fun or being loose. They're loose.
But you're not having
trepidation about it?
Yeah, I do, but they're on another level. They're on that whole other level.
Trepidation, though, when the kids go to bed at night, they might feel the heat or the weight of the pressure to win more.
I just don't. I think kids are just wired differently now. I think they're so excited about playing in a game against a great team like Iowa on national TV in the tournament. Like they love the hype of all this. I sometimes have to calm them down about loving the hype, because when kids now, when they're recruited, these kind of guys, they play in big games. They play on ESPN in high school. They just love the moment, and I think that's what they get fired up about.
With Iowa's bigs and their length, how important is a healthy Daniel Richardson?
Very. Priority number 1 was to win that game. Priority number 2 was get out of that game with him healthy, and because without him, we'd be in trouble. We might need to play both big guys in that game because, Temple out-rebounded them, but when the game was on the line and we needed to get rebounds, Woodbury and Utah were keeping balls alive, and that really won them the game. And they won the game on an offensive rebound. So their length is going to be a big challenge for us.
What do you remember about that Atlantis game 2 years ago, against Iowa?
We watched that game last night, the coaches did. What I remember is Gazelle and Utah and all those guys look so skinny and young in that game. And you see them now, their strength coach did a hell of a job, man. They're grown men, they're beasts. So those guys are all sophomores. Jock was a freshman. They all played in that game. Really, the guys for us, Daniel got in foul trouble, didn't play a lot in that game. Arch, Josh, Chris played in that game. So our guys don't look like they're as big as those guys are now. They grew up a lot.
How frustrating is this stage?